Really a case of being simply the best. Hi, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thanks for joining me today. This particular story caught my eye, and I do find it quite amusing, in fact, only because the legendary singer and artist Tina Turner seems to have got on her Cuban heels and got rather heated over this particular topic. Now, I seemingly have found out, I think, what the true problem is, but I'll let you decide once I tell you the story. Now, it all really centres on the fact that Tina Turner has decided to, well, get legal with a tribute act that she claims it looks like her too much, sounds like her, and moves like her. Surely for a tribute act, that must be a good thing, right? You would have thought so. I don't know about you, but with tribute acts, I don't mind them at all. I think if you can't afford to see the real thing, particularly like Adele, who's charging thousands, whatever, to go and see her in Hyde Park, then of course really this is a great way if that person does sound like her, dresses like her and performs like her. What's wrong with that? It's a fraction of the price and you get a good night out. What's interesting though with Tina, it appears that she's taken, well, big umbrage against this particular tribute act because it's so successful. And not only that, this is what I've discovered, and this I think is truly the story. What she's basically now suggesting to this tribute act is that she stops performing her tribute show, the Simply the Best, because, as I say, she feels that it's an infringement of her sound, look, copyright, all that sort of stuff. Now, Tina's a very powerful and wealthy woman, but what I would suggest to Tina is this. I would shut up if I were you, because let's face it, a lot of a generation now don't actually know who you are. And I don't mean that in a cruel way, time moves on. I was talking to a few of the boys in the studio who are a lot younger, in their mid-20s, and they didn't really know who Tina Turner was. Of course, I mentioned Simply the Best and they had a vague idea. So you can see how valuable tribute acts are in keeping a brand alive. But what's more interesting, and this is the true story I believe, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, is that of course Tina Turner has her own musical touring around the world. And in this particular area where this particular injunction started, they were both in the same city. So let's think about this. You could go and see this wonderful tribute act called Dorothea for a fraction of the price, or see a musical version of the show in which you don't really see Tina Turner at all. I believe that the producers of the musical really don't want any competition. So by removing, of course, very good tribute acts, people will only go to see that particular musical and not the tribute. Now, I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, Tina, do get in touch, let me know. We're not shy here on this channel. But I do think it's a shame that Tina has gone to all of this trouble in her advanced years to try and take away a living from someone who simply, clearly, is a huge fan and has taken the time and the trouble to emulate her in such a professional, kind and caring way. I would have thought it might have been better left alone. Or as Tina might have said way back in the day, why not just let's stay together and make everything as successful as possible and remind people just what a brilliant artist Tina Turner was and still remains. Neil Sean in the heart of London.